So my wife asked me to make this weird jelly for her family. So today is crawfish jelly day. There is no crawfish. It gets its name from using this stuff. So this is something my wife requested I make for her family. We had some when visiting her Aunt Carolyn last year, and then last spring we went to New Orleans with some friends, and we found it at a gift shop somewhere. So we're going to try to make it, because really the ingredients for this is not that expensive. This time I'm using a liquid pectin. I don't use it very often. But yeah, we've got sugar, the crawfish boil, some Louisiana hot sauce, 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice, and a few drops of food coloring. That's it. And I'm having to break into a case of jars. I need 7 of these, so I'll get to sterilizing those now. So the jars are in the electric pressure canner, to sterilize them. And I will also be doing a water bath canning in this because I am doing such a small batch. So I'm using a much smaller pan than I normally do. Got the lemon juice and the water, and the Louisiana hot sauce. Okay, so this takes a while to get out. I can't like just pour it easily. I guess no. The shape of this bottle is weird. I need 2 tablespoons of this stuff. Go. And then the sugar. So this is different from the powdered pectin version in that you put the sugar in first with the liquid, and then you do the sugar in after the pectin when doing the so yeah, sugar first with liquid, sugar last with the powdered pectin. So yeah, I kind of lost my concentration there for a minute. And basically you just get this dissolved and bring it to a boil, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients after that. So it is finally boiling, and now we get to add all the fun stuff. Got this crawfish boil. We only use 1/8 of a teaspoon. This stuff is like super hot. Oh, it started to clear finally. It was all kind of murky while I was doing all that. And then add the liquid pectin. Get all that out. This Cerdo, I've seen a lot of recipes, they call for a bottle. I'm assuming in the early days they had it in bottles instead of these pouches. But that is, oh, it cleared nicely, didn't it? I was a little concerned with how murky it had looked. And then it calls for a few drops of food coloring. I don't think too much. That probably is plenty. Oh, that's plenty. And then we get it back up to a boil and let it boil for just 30 seconds. I mean, this is probably one of the easiest jelly recipes I've ever made. I am curious how it's going to taste, because, yeah, this is nuts. So that went so quick. My jars are not finished sterilizing. Usually when I make a jelly, at least takes long enough for the jars to sterilize. I hope this isn't going to affect the texture of this jelly, having it sit here until the jars finish sterilizing. So finally, we've got jars. I guess actually the first thing I need to do is skim off that weird film. Spoon and a small bowl. So you've got film that's developed that's kind of, well, gross looking. But when you put it in here, it kind of dissolves. There. That's what I'll use later to taste test it while all this is processing. And just going to fill to the bottom of that funnel there. Move this over, and next is get a paper towel with some distilled white vinegar on it. Because for once, I'm not really fully prepared, even though I had all that time waiting for those jars to finish sterilizing. And then the lid. They've been over here sterilizing in a just a little saucepan with water. This time, I'm going to remember these things are hot and try to hold on to this with a towel. And you want to just get finger tight and then put that back in the canner. And I just need to do that a few more times. So now you have to add enough water to cover an inch above the jars. I usually start by dumping my saucepan that I'd sterilized the lids in. And then a little more. And there it is. And now it's time to hit play. And it's going to water bath can for 10 minutes. So I had a little more than these 7 jars I sterilized were, so I'm just going to pour it in here and let that set. It's not too much. It wouldn't have filled the whole other jar, maybe a half a jar, and there was only 4 ounces. So we will have this for the family to enjoy tonight and try this. So there it is. 7 jars of crawfish jelly for Christmas. I just need to label them and set them aside till Christmas. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Please like and subscribe if you are enjoying seeing me processing my garden harvest. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time.